Limud Rambam, Perek Yud Aleph of Hilchis Malachim Umilcham Yisayim and Melech HaMashiach. Perek Yud Aleph. HaMelech HaMashiach Osid Lamed Lahachzir Malchus David Liyoshna Lamemshala Harishayna. King Moshiach is going to get up and return the Malchus of David to its former state. He builds the Beis Hamikdash in its place. He gathers the scattered Yidden. All of the laws are brought back as they were previously. To bring sacrifices. We make the 7-year Shemitah sabbatical v'yevles and the 50-year Jubilee. Like all the mitzvahs in Torah. The first job of Mashiach is not to make anything new, but simply to restore the shleimus of Torah to what it was. Anyone who does not believe in him, in Mashiach, the person, or someone who does not await, does not anticipate the coming of Mashiach, not only is he denying the prophets, but he's denying Moshe Rabbeinu and the Torah. Because the Torah testifies on him. Shenemar, it says in the Pasuk, in Parshat Nitzavim, V'shav Hashem alikecha shvuscha v'yichamecha, shav v'kibetzcha v'geimer. Im yiyeh nidacha b'tzei hashamayim v'geimer, v'viyacha Hashem. 3 psukim in Devarim, Perek Lamed, Pasuk Gimel, Dalet and Hey.
Did we come to it? Did we do it already? Oh, sorry.
There it says that if there's going to be the Yidden go into Golus, so please put the phones on. Yeah. Saying Klal. Put the phones, yeah. There it says in Parshat Tzavim that if the Yidden will be scattered about, Hashem will gather them together. So clearly, explicitly speaking about the Geula. This is what is explicit in Torah. This includes everything that it says in all of the prophets. Everything, all the prophecies, the many, numerous, countless prophecies through the Nevi'im are included in these few psukim. Af beparshas Bilam Namar v'sham niba b'shnei hamashichim. Rambam brings a second proof. Also in the parsha of Bilam, there he prophesied about 2 Mashiachs. HaMashiach Harishin shehu David, shehishia es Yisrael miyad tzarehim. The first Mashiach, David, who saved the Yidden from their oppressors. Mashiach ha'acharein she'imin mibanav shemishia es Yisrael b'achreina. And the later Mashiach, the final Mashiach, who will get up from his children, who will save the Yidden b'achreina at the end of time. V'sham hu omer. There he says, there Bilam says, what Bilam? In Bamidbar, Ar enu veloyata ze David. We're going to bring 3 psukim. Each part, the first clause, first part about David, the second part about Mashiach. Ar enu veloyata, I see him and not now. Ze David, that refers to David. Ashurenu veloykarev ze melech hamashiach. I am aware of him, or I acknowledge him, but he's not close. That is referring to Melech HaMashiach. Darach Keichav Miyakev Zeh David. a star will go out from Yaakov, that refers to David. Become Shevim Yisrael, a staff will go out, will rise from Yisrael, that refers to Melech HaMashiach. Mochat Pasei Moav, Ze David. He will smite the nobles of Moav. This refers to David. The Rambam brings a proof where you see that this actually happened. In Shmuel, where the wars of David, so it says when he conquered them, so it says he had them lay them down, and he measured who's going to live, who's not. It was 2 and 1. He measured them down and counted them out with a rope on the floor. So he conquered them. V'karker kol b'nei sheis ze HaMelech HaMashiach. The next part of the prophecy, he will conquer all of b'nei sheis, which is the entire world. That refers to Mashiach. Sheis, the son of Adam, everyone comes from. That refers to Mashiach. Shenemar bo mishlei miyam ad yam. It says about Mashiach, he will rule from sea to sea. Everything in between, the entire world. That's Mashiach. V'hoya Edom Yireisha said David. Edom will be demolished. That refers to David. Shenemar v'ti Edom leDavid la'avodim v'geimer. It says that Edom was to David as servants. So you see where it actually happened. Last part of that pasuk, a inheritance, etc. That refers to Mashiach. Seir will be destroyed. Not only are they going to be subservient, but they're going to be destroyed. That is like they have no power at all. Not only they don't have the power to make trouble, they're not a threat, but they're totally like desolated. That refers to Mashiach. The Rambam doesn't quote, but the rest is the main part. So there's going to judge the Haresav. That's the rest of the pasuk. So here's a second proof about Mashiach from the Torah. It's the only place where it speaks about Mashiach the person, and the Rambam wants to prove that it's absolutely necessary not just to believe in the Geula, the idea, but Mashiach the person, and that is only in the prophecy of Bilam. So that's a second proof, which adds that not only the belief in the Geula, which the first proof has, but also the need to believe in Mashiach the person. The splitting up of these, the way that Rambam splits it up and explains it, is to show also what the role of Mashiach is. That's the purpose of splitting it up like that. Okay. End of the first halacha. Any questions on this halacha? Go ahead.
Where does the Rambam get the pshat in Parsh Bilam? Is this from a medrash?
That's a great question. I don't know. That is a very good question. I think that it does mention somewhere. I have to check it out. What's the next question?
That's it.
Huh?
That's all I got.
Okay.
The first one is Mashiach comes from David, and then that's the first proof, right? That was the first proof?
Not the Mashiach comes from David. First one was that if the Yidden are going to be scattered, Hashem is going to gather them. That was from Parashat Tzedek. So it speaks clearly about the Gula, but doesn't speak clearly about Mashiach. It doesn't speak at all about Mashiach. And the Rambam wants to prove that it's necessary not just to believe in the Gula. Hashem's going to take the Yinan Golos, but it's necessary to believe in Mashiach, the person. So that's the second proof.
And that's from somewhere else. That's from Parshas Bilam?
Yes. That's from the prophecy of Bilam. only. So that's why we need both. Any other questions before we go further? No? Okay. Halacha Beis. Rav now produced to bring a third proof. Af ba'ari miklat Eimer, also in Ari Miklat he says, Yarchev Hashem lekecha z'kulcha geimer v'yisapta lecha oid shalish arim. Favor. If Hashem will broaden your boundaries, you're going to get another. So far we only got 7. We're going to get an additional 3. So there's a mitzvah to add 3 more Ari Miklat. So far we had 3 on one side of the Yarden, 3 in the mainland Eretz Yisrael. So a total of 6. When Mashiach comes, we're going to get another 3, so we're going to add another 3. This never happened. Hashem doesn't command for nothing. So it has to happen. Through Mashiach. However, in the words of the prophets, this does not need a proof at all. Their books are filled of it, filled with this matter with Mashiach. They're full of it, full of Mashiach. Now, as a third proof about Mashiach, now we connected it to a mitzvah. A mitzvah is a unique strength. It's the only thing that has to be. It's the strongest nitzchi. It's the strongest eternity. Everything it says in Torah is eternal, but it's possible it could happen not exactly literally. Prophecy could change. Prophecy could change. Prophecy by default could change. It's possible in certain cases that won't change. But even if it's cases where we know it's not going to change, it's not because prophecy is something that has the strength that it's above change, it's above subject to change. It could change. In certain cases, Hashem says, in this case, it's not going to change, but it's not because it's eternal. So it's like a regular.
In this case, it's not going to change.
Right.
Why?
Certain cases, Hashem says it's not going to change.
Because it's positive.
So why? Because how are you going to know who's a real prophet, who's not? So Hashem says you'll test him when he says something good. And Hashem decided by something good, it doesn't go back. So this way now you have a way to test him. If he says something bad, it doesn't happen. It doesn't mean he's a false prophet. It could be that they did tshuva, like we have Nineveh. What did Yonah say?
Something bad that doesn't happen. It could be does tshuva.
Yeah.
Probably say something bad. Does tshuva.
Hashem told Yonah to say what?
Do
Warn them.
yeah.
They do tshuva. If not, it's going to get destroyed. What happened? Yonah went. What did Yonah say? He said 3 more days, Nineveh's turning over. He didn't even mention a condition. He said 3 more days, 3 days, Nineveh's turning over. So what happened? They all did tshuva. The king himself, he put on. It says what he put on.
Okay.
Did it get turned over?
No, that's not.
He didn't. So he's a false prophet? He said a statement. 3 days, it's gonna happen. Hashem didn't tell him to say that. Hashem told him to say that. But a negative prophecy doesn't have to happen. They could do tshuva. If they do tshuva, that's one possibility. And it's possible Hashem was Ma'arich Af. Hashem forgave them.
Because it's not going to happen. It is going to happen. No, Hashem makes it, and it's not going to happen. Shirk's going to happen. But I get it. I understand.
The point is the strength of prophecy is something that's subject to change. And even something positive. If it's only between Hashem and the prophet, it's possible that could also not happen. But if Hashem says, go tell everyone, go publicize, then there's no going back. So then now we have a way to test a Navi. If he says something positive, we see if it happens exactly like he said. If it happens, we know it's true. If not, not. But anyway, what the point is that it shows that prophecy is something that's subject to change.
Oh man.
The strength of prophecy.
I thought the whole idea of
something that can't
prophecy is
change.
opposed to
Chacham.
Chacham says something, he sees it how it's up there.
Fine, but
Navi
it can
means
still change.
it's how it is over here. Maybe there's exceptions, but generally, I don't know. This is how it is. Begashmis in this world.
I don't know what you thought, but this is what it says in Torah, and nowhere does it say anything else. It says that in Rambam, it says in Halachas, that a Navi, a Nevuah, he says something bad, he could change. So what do you see from here? That if you want to test the Navi, it's only when he says something positive. Torah, anything in Torah has to happen, but it's possible it could happen not literally.
I ain't giving a shit, man.
Huh? It's possible it could happen not literal. It doesn't have to happen exactly like it says in Torah. For example,
Does it have to say it?
does not have to happen exactly like it says in Torah.
If it's a bad thing.
Good thing too.
What?
Let's say the negative prophecy, the punishments that it says in Torah.
It's a bad thing, right?
Is it true or is it false? Torah, it's true. It has to happen. It's eternal. However, the way it comes down and it affects the world depends on us. If we're zeicha, it can become tremendous blessings. If not, then it happens as a negative thing. So it's strong enough that it has to happen, but it's like if I'm giving you something, and let's say I'm giving you all the same thing, but the receiver could be different, and the way they receive it is different, not because you're giving something different, but because the situation the receiver's in.
We're the receivers.
Where the world changes. Torah doesn't change, but the world does. So depending the state the world is in, that's going to decide how they're going to receive it.
So the Nevuah doesn't change. It's how it comes down.
Nevuah itself is subject to change. It's not strong like Torah, which is eternal. Torah is above change. Like Hashem is above change.
Yeah.
Hashem doesn't just not end up changing. He's above the whole gather of change. So Torah is Chachmasei Yisbarech is also like that. However, the world does change. So the way we receive it could be different.
Torah is higher than the Nevuah. It's the whole different. It's completely different.
Yeah. Like it says, Ad Yavram Hashem, we say every day in those Yashir, it was possible, they were deserving. Roy, it says fitting that they should have miracles the second time when they came back from Babel, second Beis Hamikdash, that there should be miracles just like the first time when they went into Eretz Yisrael for Yeshua. Did it happen? It didn't happen.
No.
Yeah, at the end of Yashir, Ad Yavram Ad Yavram Zukanisa. So Ad Yavram double lashon is that the second time it would have been fitting that they should have miracles the second time when they came to Yisrael, similar to the first. However, being that they weren't zeicha, there was tshuva, but there wasn't complete tshuva.
And so also the question I heard in the Sikha yesterday about Moshe giving, and the Shekhinah came from Moshe and Dvarim. So if the Shekhinah came from Moshe's throat, so why is the difference between Dvarim and the other first books? If I understand correctly, it's because there was still the level of Atzilus, the Zerampina of Atzilus. So Moshe was on this level. It wasn't like it was still a level. That's why it was the Shekhinah. Whatever. It wasn't like Hashem giving it. It wasn't like that level. You still had it. It was still something. It was still from his initiative. Get it? He knows Nevuah and Ruach HaKodesh as the highest level of Ruach HaKodesh. It was still Ruach HaKodesh. It still wasn't Hashem.
It was Hashem.
No, it was Hashem. No one can say that it wasn't Hashem, right? You can't say, unless you're denying Allah Holter. But it was still, the first books Hashem said 2 commandments. Hashem didn't say, it was more Moshe, it was Ruach HaKodesh. It was like, I guess, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I've explained that the first one is like Hashem is saying, Moshe is more like a pipe. Just goes through. Dvarim, it's like it became one with Moshe's understanding, and then he gave it over. Understand?
So the first level is higher, seemingly, in a way.
Yeah.
My first level is supposed to it's like Moshe was he's not there.
It's like a loudspeaker. It's like
The
like
first
a typewriter.
Moshe's like, you just Hashem says this, Hashem said this.
Yeah.
Moshe, the last one.
So what's an example of that? Of the last one. What's an example of?
Let's say someone's giving a share, so you could say over exactly what they said. Or let's say you could understand it.
Okay, I understand that. What did
Think it
Moshe
over.
do in Devarim that showed that? No. You understand?
What did you see in Dava? You do see the way he speaks a little more.
What?
A little more.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Fabrengen style, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, fine. I
No?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Later.
Oh, in the beginning of Devarim, he says that these are my words, right? Right? I mean, he like
No.
says.
Moshe does rebuke the Yidden. I mean, you see, Moshe
I know,
more,
but I'm saying in Devarim, like he says,
more
okay,
open.
it's like Ad Khan, and then he's.
Ad
Go
Khan.
ahead.
Wait, yeah, Ad Khan?
No, I'm saying like
Yeah.
between the Midbar and Devarim, right?
Yeah.
Moshe, there is some sort of Hevdol, right? There's some sort of demarcation saying, okay, that like now Moshe is about to speak.
Petition.
Yeah,
That's how it's going through Moshe now.
yeah, and I'm saying
It's like a mirror.
in Devarim it
See,
says
it's a
it
mirror.
itself.
No?
Mirror?
See, it's the mirror. One loves the mirror. I mean, technically it's the same thing, but it's not.
Silus is a mirror?
Saying you could, well, maybe it's not Silus, but the point is what a mirror is. A mirror technically is the same thing, giving off the same thing, but he's completely a channel for God. But at the same time, it's a little, it's going through him. It's not directly. Moshe Rabbeinu now.
Divrei Tochachos.
Okay.
It's more in Slavish
A mitzvah, however,
world.
a mitzvah is the highest of all. Must happen literally and in a way that it's not shaykh for it to change. It's possible we could choose to do it or not. But if Hashem says, let's say, put on tefillin, so for sure you're going to have the ability to put on tefillin, begashmius, literally, in a way that it's not possible for there to be any change whatsoever. Even the smallest change. It can't be Hashem told you to do something, oh, you're in Zeicha, okay, no more tefillin. You're not able to put on tefillin. A person has a Bechir Chashish, he could choose to actually put it on or not.
That shows the mile of terror. Saying it just shows, yeah.
Torah mitzvahs over Nevuah. Saying.
Mitzvah over even the highest. Mitzvah is even higher than Torah. Torah is eternal, but the way it's going to affect the world. Torah itself is eternal, but the way it affects something else outside of it,
Oh wow, can change.
it could be some slight change, not exactly literal. However, a mitzvah is 100% literal, in a way it's not possible to change.
100%.
So Hashem says you're going to get 3 more Ari Miklat. That means you're going to get 3 more Ari Miklat. If a mitzvah, let's say, for Basin to put someone to death. So if no one sins, they don't have to put on to death. It's not called they weren't able to do a mitzvah. You have a world that you're able to do all those things. It says in the Torah, Saseh and Leisaseh. The mitzvah is, if someone, let's say, steals, you make him pay back twice. However, that it's not even possible to do that there, to do the mitzvah, that can happen.
That's why
Hashem
the
gives us a
Ari
mitzvah,
Miklat.
it's going to happen,
Yeah.
kipshute. So, Ari Miklat, that means we're going to get 3 more cities, kipshute.
Has to happen. It's not just Nevuah. Yeah.
So that's something that's only in the third. Only in the third. Only in the third.
What?
That's only in the third proof that the Rambam brings. Mitzvah. So that's halacha beis, and that's also why it's a separate halacha for itself. Because here, it shows there's going to come a new completion to mitzvahs itself. Not only we're going to have the fulfillment of mitzvahs that now we're not doing at all, but a mitzvah itself is going to have a further shleimus that it doesn't have yet.
So why doesn't the Rambam start off with that one? If that's the
Because
strongest.
it doesn't
one?
prove what Mashiach is.
So it
First-
just proves that what? What is it proving? Yeah. What
There
is it?
has to come a time, a shleimus of mitzvahs.
Okay.
That mitzvahs will be b'shleimus.
So the mitzvahs of Tuma and Tara,
Of course.
yeah, but there's not going to be any Tuma when Mashiach comes.
So if you're not going to be tamei, that's not a problem in the mitzvah. But you're going to have a free will to
I guess same thing with murder, right? Do not murder, right?
do not murder.
Yeah.
So being the kind of mitzvah is don't murder.
Right, but if you have the opportunity to,
There is the possibility.
Even when
I mean,
Mashiach
you can eat
comes.
fiberglass, like
But that's the point. And when Mashiach comes, there's not going to be any tuma. I'm saying when Mashiach comes, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how can we be Mekayim that mitzvah of Torah? You know?
I don't know. First of all, the mitzvah is first of all to be pure. I think not to be tummy. There's no mitzvah to be tummy, is there?
I know, because and what's a mitzvah? Do this and don't do that. You have to have bechira, right? So if there's no tuma, then how can you have the bechira to not be tummy?
I don't know, but I don't think there's a problem. It's not called you're not doing a mitzvah.
Right.
Also, that mitzvah at least happened. It
Right.
came the time that
Yeah.
it happened in this physical world.
Yeah.
Ari Miklat never happened yet. These
Right.
three, the last three, never happened yet. That
Right.
can't be.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
All right.
Halacha Gimel. Entire halacha, just to say one point. Mashiach does not have to do miracles. Halacha Gimel. Val yalal daitcha, do not think. Shamelech HaMashiach tzarich lasis eiseis u'meipsim u'mechadash dvarim ba'elam. Oy mechaya meisim v'kayetze v'dvarim elam. Do not think that Mashiach needs to do miracles, signs, make new things in the world, or resurrect dead. Ein adavar kach. That's not the case. Sharei, Rabbi Akiva chacham gadol mechachmei HaMishnah haya. What's the proof? Proof is from Rabbi Akiva, who was a big chacham. He would carry the armory, the weapons of
Arm bearer.
arm bearer.
Bearer?
He carried
A bear
the
stick?
kalim of Kuziba, ben Kuziba. But who are Yaimer Lav Shua Melech HaMashiach? Rabbi Akiva would say on him that he's Mashiach. Ad shener b'avonos, till he was killed because of sins. It doesn't say who sins. He was killed because of sins. Who sins? It doesn't say, huh?
It
So,
says somewhere.
the way
else.
it says, fine, but why was he killed? He was killed because of sins.
Who, Kaziba?
You could have said, fine, you could say he was killed because of his sins. He was killed because the generation wasn't deserving. The Rambam, everything is
I mean, that is
very
proof.
exact
That doesn't
Rambam.
prove he's not.
They're not
wasn't
proving
Mashiach.
anything. Just the lashon of the Rambam could be going either way or both. He was killed because of sin. Yeah, we know he killed.
That's a general expression. Where killed of sin. Why can't that be?
It could be fine. Once he was killed, it was known, it was clear that he is not.
I think it says there.
He is not the one. He is not.
They relied on their own strength. They're like, if they bring us as the strongest armies, we'll knock them out. If it's like if David doesn't want to win, well, Piteva will win. If he doesn't want to help us,
I don't know if they
it says
said
that
that way,
in the
but
Gemara. That people go through on the Tisha B'Av. It's a story
Bar
about
Kochba, or someone
Kochba.
else?
Him.
he said, "I'll take it
He said,
b'siviseno."
Yebishter, don't even.
I'll take it b'siviseno. It's a pasuk in Tehillim.
Huh?
Pasuk in Tehillim.
Okay.
Elikim zanachtanu, I'll take elikim b'siviseno, which means it's like, okay, we don't need you.
I mean, there's
Shem
no
says,
strong.
okay, you don't need me? Okay, you got killed. It said about someone else. It could be he also said it.
I recall him saying about him.
Yeah. Kivan sheneherag noide lahem she'ina. Shalom and chacham le'ez le'mefis. Once he was killed, it was known that he is not the one. Chachamim didn't ask from him a miracle or a sign. The Iker Hadvarim Kachaheim, and the Rambam says something. This is the main thing. The Torah, its laws, its statutes are forever and ever. One does not add or does not subtract. Anyone who adds or takes away, anyone who does add, take away or he explains the Torah in a way that he takes it out of its literal meaning, he is for sure a liar. By the way, he's a liar, wicked, and an apostate, a non-believer, a denier. To say that Mashiach needs to do a miracle in order to prove himself Mashiach is to make a change in Torah. That's the connection.
Mm-hmm.
But where does this line come up here? Anyone who does that, it would detract, he misinterprets the Torah, it's not intended to be literally understanding it's for sure this guy's wicked, an imposter, a heretic, a liar. Okay, so now what does Mashiach, what yeah? Sorry?
Anybody that ever qualified?
What? A heretic? Sure.
Like who?
Fine, but the point is that Torah itself has to be compatible with Teva. To say that Torah can't come, Mashiach has to do a miracle, is to say that Torah mitzvahs aren't able to be done without a miracle. So you're saying Torah can't fit in the world, can't be b'shleimus. That's a change in Torah. That's denying the nitzchis of Torah. The eternity of Torah isn't just that it doesn't change, but it's going to happen. It's going to be kept in the fullest way. So now what does Mashiach need to do? Dalet, halacha dalet. V'im yamin melech beis David, ha'yige b'Torah v'isik b'mitzvahs k'David Avi.
Basically, it means mitzvahs have to be done differently. If Mashiach has to perform nisim, then mitzvahs have to be done differently.
That's saying that the Torah
Yeah.
is not able to happen in the world without a change.
Which is not true.
Torah. That was you're saying that Torah can't happen in the world without a miracle. Because Mashiach, his whole role is to make Torah complete, kept. All the mitzvahs, all the laws in the world.
Yeah.
So to say that he needs to do miracles to prove himself is to say if he needs to prove himself by doing a miracle, and he is all about, his mission is to make the Torah kept in a complete way. So what are you in other words saying? That the mission of Mashiach,
To do a miracle.
the mission of Mashiach, which is to make the Torah kept b'shleimus,
Yeah.
could only be done through a miracle. Follow? Mashiach,
No, that's his job. His job is to make mitzvahs kept. I understand. Is to have the Torah kept. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
so if that's what he's all about, so that's how you know how to test him. Right? So to say that he has to do miracles is to say what? That his job could only get done
Through a miracle.
through miracles, which means that Torah can only happen in the world through miracles. So Torah
the
can't
only
happen
way
in
that
the world.
Mashiach can come is only through a miracle. But the whole point is that it has to be done through the actual mitzvahs, through the devil.
That mitzvahs happen in the world.
But nisim happen, and Mashiach could do nisim.
Could. The point is to say if he has to. Big difference.
Okay.
He could do. The Rambam himself says he's going to use Ruach HaKodesh to who's Levi, Kohen, Meyuchas.
If he even decides to, because that generation is at that moment, at that time, he needs to do miracles. But he doesn't have. He doesn't.
Oh, the difference is, does he have to? To say that he has to, that's what he needs to do to prove himself, is to say that his mission could only happen through miracles.
And then the whole idea of Mashiach is completely is not.
Torah mitzvahs is meant to be kept in this world.
In this world.
Halacha is in this world.
Yeah, because then if that was the case, then Mashiach could have came by Rabbi Akiva. Then he just do a miracle and Mashiach would come, right? He had to do a miracle to bring Mashiach. He knew he had to do a miracle. I'm saying, obviously, there's a whole seder of one Mashiach supposed to.
After then, he did do miracles.
He did.
That's the whole point. That's why Rambam says Rabbi Akiva and Bar Kochba, because he didn't do any miracles yet. Rabbi Akiva still held him as Mashiach. So it's a proof that even though he didn't do miracles, he can still be Mashiach.
Uh-huh.
Mashiach does not need miracles to prove himself.
It's not a prerequisite, but it's an add-on
It's not
benefit.
In a Maimer, Tavshin Lamed, the Rebbe explains, why did Rabbi Akiva think that he's Mashiach? Why did Rabbi Akiva think that Bar Kochba was Mashiach? Al-Pi Primus and Yamin. From the Tzad Aved Rabbi Akiva, the time already came for the Geula Hamidus Vashlema.
What do you mean from his perspective?
Not just perspective. Where he was holding what's at his Avodah, the time had already come for the complete Geula. So he was already holding there.
What do you mean, like
He was already holding by the Geula. So he sees someone who has this Netzachin in this not normal way. So, must be him.
like Bar Yochai?
It wasn't just like, okay, we need Geula. Okay, him. He was already there. This is in Tafshin Lamed, a mimer.
But like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, right? It said that he by him the Beis Mikdash was never destroyed. So similar Indian. Like for him it wasn't destroyed, but like for Rabbi Akiva, like everything was ready.
Yeah, it sounds a little different, similar, but perhaps a little different. Right. Like you just said very well. Rashbi, it says about him Golden Aveda. I mean, he did share with us the whole Zayar. But Mitzad Rabbi Akiva, the time already came for the Geula HaMitis Vashlema, not just for beginning Geula. Geula HaMitis Vashlema. It's in a mimer that was said Yud Beis Tammuz, so you could actually hear that klata. You could hear it on audio. Tavshin Lamed, the Ramaskal, Ar Enu V'Layat.
When Bar Kochba was just winning all these wars and stuff?
In the beginning, he did have a lot of success in a not normal way.
And then what was his big downfall? Why is he called Bar Koziba? He lied.
What was his downfall? It's a whole story for itself. Either because the people, the time wasn't ready, the people weren't deserving it, or because he himself had his own downfall because he relied on his own intuition. And he killed someone.
He killed somebody?
Yeah, he killed
He killed the elder that was protecting the wall. He thought he was rebelling against
fasting.
Him. Yeah, because of his chus. That was why they weren't. Once the enemy knew, we found out.
Yeah, this one kusi.
So this
One kusi messed up the whole thing.
Kushi?
Kusi.
What is Kusi?
Kusi. He went to the other side and he said, "Oh, I'll."
Like a traitor? A spy?
He made believe. He set up like a spy.
He definitely was a traitor.
He made believe he was speaking into. Was it Eliezer ben Shamua? No. The one who was fasting. He made believe he was whispering something. He wasn't saying anything. He did it in a way dafka that people should see. It should look very suspicious. And they took him. Said, "Oh, what's going on over here?" And they took him. They brought him to Bar Kochba. He said, "Hey, he's talking to. Hey, what's going on?" So Bar Kochba said, "What did you tell him?"
Right.
So he said, "If I tell you, you'll kill me. If I don't tell you, also kill me. Better I tell you, and you better I tell you." So he said, "We're planning to take over the city, the downfall of the entire city." So then Bar Kochba went over to Eliezer Hamudai. He went up to him and said, "What did the Kusi tell you?" And he had no clue what he's talking about because he didn't say anything. So he said, "What? I don't know what you're talking about." He says, "Well, what did he tell you?" So he thought he was hiding something, so he killed him.
He killed Rabbi Eliezer, yeah?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He gave him one kick and that was it. And then a Baskel came out and said, "Oh, you killed him, you're going to dry." And that day, Beitar was conquered and Bar Kochba was killed.
And that's Bar Koziba? So what did he lie about? That he was Mashiach?
Well, they thought he was. I guess he appeared like he was, and he wasn't.
That was the big Koziba? I mean, that was the big lie, yeah?
Rambam says that
until then he was, right? Until then he was Zocha. That's what Rabbi Akiva said.
It didn't happen
Rabbi
one day.
Akiva didn't make the mistake.
It said his Malchus was 2.5 years. So it didn't happen over one day. In the beginning, he was more successful. And then there was people finally had a change of heart. They saw. It wasn't the only thing that happened. It's a full episode for itself.
Yeah.
Gimel.
Upcoming episodes.
Oh no, we just did that. But even though on the one hand he looks like such a big, terrible blunder, he is the example for Mashiach that the Rambam takes from. He does not have to do miracles. And there was a period also where he went missing. No one knew where he was. Okay, so that's what he doesn't have to do. So what does he have to do? Halacha Daled. Im Yamin Malach Beis David Hige Batera Isaac Mitzvah David Avi. Kavitera Shebechsav V'Shebal Peh. If a king will get up, he will. King from the house of David will be diligent in Torah. He will be occupied in mitzvahs like David his father. Like the written Torah and the oral Torah. Yaakov Kol Yisrael. He will force or compel all of the Yidden. Leilach bo l'chazik bitka. Leilach bo is to go in its ways. L'chazik bitka to strengthen its breaches. V'yilachem v'lchamis Hashem. He will fight the wars of Hashem. So how many things does Mashiach have to do? How many things does Mashiach have to do?
Yaakov Kol Yisrael.
How many activities does he have?
Leilach ba l'chazik.
Yaakov Kol Yisrael leilech ba l'chazik bidka v'yilachem v'lchamas Hashem.
What's l'chazik bidka? What does that mean?
Strengthen its breaches.
What does that mean?
Repair its breaches.
Weak spots.
Anything that's broken, he has to fix. He'll have to work on it. If they have an issue with Mil Yehudi, or anything that's a threat to the kiyum of Torah mitzvahs of the Yidden.
Right.
Anything that disturbs Torah mitzvahs of the Yidden, he has to deal with. So, Leilech Ba is to go in its ways, that's like to teach, that's like similar like tzaddikim. Chazik Bikr to strengthen its reaches, that's a little bit like more like Bali Tshuva. Whatever has to be fixed. People are away from Torah if they don't know, so he has to strengthen that. And fight the wars of Hashem. The wars of Hashem doesn't have to be physical wars, but it doesn't have to not be physical wars either. If he has to, he'll have to do it. He won't be able to say, hey, my great-grandfather David HaMelech, because he fought wars, he wasn't able to build a Beis HaMikdash. I don't want to fight wars either. David HaMelech, right? He wanted to build a Beis HaMikdash.
Yeah.
Did he? He
What?
did. Why not?
So what was that?
He fought too many wars. Maybe Mashiach will say the same thing.
Because of full blood.
I know what happened to my great-grandfather, so I don't want to fight wars. Let someone else do it.
I am not you, and you are not me.
Could he do that?
Okay.
So he can't do that.
So he has like a pass.
No, he does not have
It's
to.
He has a pass to fight wars. I'm saying.
He's obligated to.
He's
Yeah?
passed.
Anything that's a threat to Yidden, that is his responsibility.
Oh, you guys.
He has an obligation. It's not a halacha. It's not I asked Shalom, Rabbi Shalom Zirkant, who, by the way, incidentally, this is Shirum, about this, because if he fights war, isn't that a problem? It's not a halacha that no one's allowed to build a Beis HaMikdash, they fought a war. It was a specific Hirat to David HaMelech. You don't build it. So, he can't say, oh, I don't want to do it. He has a responsibility, Shleimus of Torah of the Yidden, that's it. So, again, Yaakov Kol Yisrael, Leilach Ba l'chazik b'chav yilachem v'chamas Hashem. Does it say anywhere that he is successful? This stage number 1, Cheskas Mashiach. Does it mention anywhere he is success? Does he meet success?
Who?
Who we're talking about?
Melech HaMashiach, yeah?
Well, we don't
Does it
make
mention
this yet.
anywhere Netzachim?
No.
What's the question? Where? In Torah?
This
In
is
the Rambam.
This is a common misconception, I'll tell you.
Oh, what's the
There is
question?
such a misconception.
What?
That he has to win all these three
Part of
things.
Chesed Mashiach, or just the whole bunching together, is that he's successful.
That's what
The
it
Rambam
says.
says
What does
very
it say?
clearly.
What does it say?
Yaakov Kol Yisrael, Leilech Ba, L'chazik B'idcha, V'yilachem v'chamas Hashem, Harei Zeh B'cheskas Shu Mashiach.
But what does it say
This-
after that?
One has a chazaka that he's Mashiach.
If he's
That's
victorious,
it.
if he does this, what does it say after that?
Cheskas Mashiach.
What does it say after that?
That's
not there
already the
yet.
next stage.
Is it? I don't know. What
Yeah.
does it say?
Stage 1, stage 2.
What does it say afterwards?
What does it say by stage 1?
Wow.
Does it say
So far,
Netzachim?
what?
Does it say Netzachim by stage 1?
But what does it say afterwards?
Wait, we're
What's the
still on
okay,
stage
so
one.
What's the second stage? You just finished that.
Say it. If
Make
you,
it
For
clear.
example,
say what's
if
in
it
stage
says,
one.
This
Say-
is Cheskas Mashiach, and then it says a condition onto that afterwards. So then Taka, he just said what Cheskas Mashiach is.
yeah.
But if there continues something afterwards that says, when does this apply, blah, 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 then that would still make it or break it what the Cheskas Mashiach is, even though he did already say
So
what the
please
first
look-
level
no.
is. That's what I'm asking. If there's anything else that comes afterwards before the second stage.
Yeah, but first let's get to first stage.
We just got it.
What is it?
I don't remember by heart, but
Well-
I have to tell it to you?
Yeah.
Three
Three
details. Three. Yaakov Kol
Okay, so I'll
Yisrael
just wait and
leilech
we'll figure
ba.
out then.
Listen.
Yaakov Kol Yisrael leilech ba. Lechazik bitka. Yilachim Milchamas Hashem. Translation: He will compel all the Yidden to go in its ways, in the ways of the Torah, to strengthen its breaches, and fight the wars of Hashem. Harei zeh becheskas shehu Mashiach. Then the Rambam continues. Im osa v'hitzliach.
Oh, ho, ho.
Nitzach kol ha'umeis
Listen.
shesviva. If he does this and he is successful, here you have the word
Tzlach Rabba.
hatzlacha.
Hatzlacha.
If he's successful, and in brackets, nitzach kol ha'umeis shesviva, because this appears in certain editions, it doesn't appear in others. He is successful on the nations around him, not the whole world yet. This is an earlier stage. Around him, around Eretz Yisrael.
Not around there, so.
Shesviva, around him. Where's that?
What do you mean? America, Canada, Mexico.
What does that have to do with Mashiach?
What about
Being
the
making
Mashiach?
Torah
Hulu
mitzvahs?
Island?
Mashiach's in America.
That's not around him.
What?
Mashiach's job is shleimus of Torah. That is in Eretz Yisrael. It could start in America, it could start anywhere, but we're headed to Eretz Yisrael. Bana ham
Mikdash bimkom mo.
V'nisa kalu mishasviva. Bana mikdash bimkoima. He builds a base hamikdash in its place. V'kibeitz nidche Yisrael. He gathers all the scattered Eden. Harei Mashiach bevadai. Then he is for certain Mashiach. So if he does the above and he's successful, he is victorious over the nations around him. He builds a Beis HaMikdash on site. He gathers the Yidden. Then
Not
he
on
is
site. Bimkom mo.
Kaimai in his place.
In its place.
In its
Yeah.
place. In its
770.
proper place.
770.
That's already a remez, a drush, but it doesn't take
That,
a shot.
that doesn't. Yeah,
That's
Mashiach's
Similar
job
what it means.
is to make all the mitzvahs
proper
complete.
measurements, place where it belongs.
What's happening b'mkoimai in Galos is a preparation. It's not instead of. He needs to make it possible to do all 613 mitzvahs. Could you have that without the Beis HaMikdash?
Doesn't say that he needs to make it possible to do it all.
That's his mission.
But that's not the conditions for being Mashiach bevadai. If that was the case, then he would say it. It says, build it in his place.
There's a hint. The Rebbe doesn't say it's instead of the Beis HaMikdash.
It's not instead of.
It's the temporary
The
miniature.
Rambam is hinting that there is such an idea also in the time of Golos as a preparation, as a beginning.
Okay, so you can still be a Mashiach bevadai even in Galus. Yes, you can.
But
Not without a Beis
Shechvadi's
HaMikdash.
definition is that he builds
That's
the
the whole
actual
thing of
Beis HaMikdash, not just
Bana
the miniature
Mikdash
one.
Bimkomo. So you're saying that the Rebbe is not Mashiach
That's a remiss to
bevadai?
say that there will be a miniature
Sure.
one also. It doesn't
So can Mashiach Vada without a Beis HaMikdash?
we'll explain after this year.
Mo.
I don't know, you're afraid to say something, it's like going to take away.
What do you mean?
You can
No.
only have Mashiach Vadai.
I don't think that's
You
true.
have. Okay. No problem. Just bring the source, no problem. Anyone
Okay.
could contradict me.
Because, yeah.
Yeah,
The
but that's
source
the
is.
point of the things, by the way.
Huh?
I look forward to being disproved. Just bring the source. There's
Okay.
no way Mashiach is Mashiach Vadai without the Beis HaMikdash. No way. Bonavishim came, he builds in his place, a cabin called gathers in the Yidden. Now you have actually the mitzvahs b'shleimus areis Mashiach Vadai. Another thing is you cannot have mitzvahs b'shleimus if the Yidden are scattered all over the world. So he has to gather in the Yidden.
Yeah.
There are those that learn that the mitzvah to build a Beis HaMikdash is only if you have the majority of the Yidden in Eretz Yisrael.
Oh. No.
You know that?
Aliyah.
No, it's not a. It's not like if we. Okay.
Ship us all.
No, but there's a whole view about this. Because there were those that when they built the second Beis Hamikdash, they didn't have most of the majority in there.
Huh?
Those that learn it's not a mitzvah, it's a chiyuv, but if they build it, it's still kadesh. It's a whole discussion. But there are many mitzvahs. Let's say Shemitah, Yevel. Could you have Yevel without most of the Eden on the land? No. What other mitzvahs are dependent upon the Eden?
Most of them. All the basic Mikdash
Yidden.
ones. 4/5.
So gathering in the Yidden is both, so the Yidden should be in Eretz Yisrael, they'll do the mitzvahs, but it's also, mitzvahs can only be done if you have all the Yidden there.
Ah. Uh-huh.
Not all of them.
So one point
At least majority.
is that a lot of mitzvahs have to do with the land. So therefore, but we don't have, the basic Mikdash on the land. Not just that, but then you're saying another thing, it's not just because the geographic place or thing that we think is not there, but it's just because there's a rule that there has to be, whatever, I didn't say it right, but just the very idea that they're not there, not because of the things that they need is there, but just themselves. Yeah, okay, fine. Whatever, I got it.
Okay. He builds the Beis Hamikdash, he gathers in the scattered Yidden, wherever they're scattered from. Then he is Mashiach, for sure, 100%.
Why do we need to
He
know?
will fix the whole world. His mission didn't end yet. He will fix the entire world. To serve Hashem as one, together. Shenemar. Then Hashem says, I'll transform the nation of the world to have a clear nation.
A clear nation? What?
Sorry, it will have a clear language.
I want the same. One. Like one nation, like or one, the UN. I don't know. What entity?
Okay. Is there anyone not on their phone?
I'm listening to you through my phone.
You're also on your phone.
Still, we can't depend on Nisim. We have to.
Maybe I should talk to his phone.
At the
Hold his phone.
kasher phone.
This pasuk, if you notice, the Rambam brings at least twice or three times in these two prakim.
He really feels bad. I don't even feel bad about it.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about it.
He's gonna do tshuva. I have to still. I'm like a little behind.
Have me in mind when
So you know, maybe I shouldn't read. Maybe you should read.
No, I'm
You'll read
looking
and then
for
I'll
that the
translate.
Rebbe is Mashiach B'vadai.
The Rebbe says though the Chassidim should always say that I don't know if Vade, but as I said, we know the Rebbe.
You can talk about it more afterwards. If you want.
Halachically, Professor, he could
Who?
just add it just to, in case he doesn't want to be involving him.
You don't have to be afraid to say that
Just kidding.
Mashiach Vade didn't happen yet. It's not a.
I'm not afraid, but
It doesn't take away
I'm
from
afraid.
the Rebbe's accomplishments.
I'm just saying we're not holding that
Doesn't take
stage
away-
yet, halachically, but
that we're not right by the Gula. And
the
all the
Rebbe
other
said
things.
Chassidim should
It's
different.
not like if you say things, extra things, you're going to make things happen. If it's
What are you
that
talking
way, so say it.
Well, Yehuda Nasi stood and said that if anybody says that he's dead, they'll stab him. And then he
Yehuda
became-
Nasi said it?
Students.
Students.
And
say
because of that, this is a joke, but because of that, well, it could be it's true also, the idea. Because of that, the Gemara Taina says, is why he merited to come back Beguv Gashmi every Shabbos,
Because
Friday
of that?
night. Yeah. Because of that merit, that's why he came every Friday night to make Kiddush for his house, until eventually the maidservant,
it. Yeah, so not a
ratted
big
him.
mouth, huh?
So he didn't want to take away a bad name the rest of the
If you want, we
tzaddikim,
can focus on Mashiach
so he
Vade.
stopped coming. So maybe what we say has, it's a joke. You know, it depends for
Say
what.
that happens Vade Mashiach, but Mashiach Vade.
My nafkamina.
I mean, Mashiach Vade
Right?
means he redeemed us. He
right?
took us out. It's like Moshe Rabbeinu.
No, I'm
He took
serious.
us out of a try and gave us the Torah. We know for sure. If he just says, "I'm going to do," he starts the plagues.
I mean, for
They're
sure,
trying to-
we'll already know.
I mean, if you're just saying things that don't make sense, Mashiach Vada is a specific gather in halacha. The gedarim in halacha are defined by specific criteria, and those criteria don't exist.
We don't have the base
What
of
criteria don't
Migdash.
exist?
It has to be a base of Mikdash Kibbutz Goliath. It's like
That's big. Mikdash bim
But
komo.
that's a remez, but doesn't take away from the shittul pshat.
That's what happens when people learn it. You know, we have this sit here. People learn things, they don't learn the whole thing. They're just click, 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 click.
No, I learned it.
It's not. You
Yeah,
can't
please, learn
contradict
it.
the simple
Learn
meaning.
it in full. That doesn't say
I did learn
instead.
It doesn't mean that. And what does a remez mean? What does a drush mean? It means not taking
Drush.
away what the halacha is,
It's
but
it's
there's
not
going to
taking
be.
away. It's not
You have to
taking
even
away.
read what the Rebbe says.
It
The
did.
Rebbe says
It's
What does it say?
it doesn't take
What
away
does-
from that statement, but there's a something we
Doesn't
can
say
learn
anything
out.
about karbanos.
Karbanos, yeah,
Beis
There's
Hamikdash
something we
is
can learn
karbanos.
out from that. It doesn't.
Mikdash bim komo.
Meaning that there's going to be a miniature, not the actual base of Migdash, but
Now you're
something
adding
similar.
things. Now you're adding things.
Listen, maybe we should
What
go
was
back to the
adding
beginning
things?
of Halacha
It
Aleph. What
didn't
is
say-
Mashiach going to do?
Am I adding things? Based
This
on
is
pasuk.
these are the qualifications of Mashiach.
Mission statement. What's the first?
It's called a
No,
miniature
qualifications.
Me'ain. It's what it says.
So what's the point? If we, why does the Rambam bring all these things? If we can just go
If the
go
Lord
back.
touches the Bein Shalom, that's where it's
Opening
where it speaks
statement.
about.
What is his
Because-
job?
Listen, what? Let me ask you something. Once
And we're on
once the
camera.
once the Rebbe being once the base of Mikdash is built, right,
Yeah.
and everything is done, right, keep us Goliath and everything,
Right.
right. So why are we gonna need to go to the Rambam and say, oh, maybe this isn't Mashiach? There's not gonna be a doubt in our minds, right?
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, so there's there's a possibility of even in Galus there's a Mashiach Bevadai.
Hopefully that will go through, right?
On the way out.
It's not my,
What?
It's not my name.
Whatever, you can
I
laugh.
Well,
understand what you're saying.
That's to the
Oh,
contradiction.
LG.
What do you? I don't understand what you're saying.
What don't you understand?
Well, just now, meaning we know Mashiach is here when everything is here. Vada, and the gather of Vada when everything is here. Like the Vada, there's a base on Mikdash Kipshuta.
Yeah.
Karbanos, there's Kibbutz Goliath
Kamei.
Kipshuta.
That's
Okay.
As an Indian halacha, the
Yeah.
Jewish people are in the land of Israel. The base of Mikdash is in Yerushalayim. There are Karbanos
Okay.
there.
Okay.
None of those things are here yet. So, like, that's the gather of Mashiach Vada. When the person who is identified as the Chesed Mashiach accomplishes those things have not yet been accomplished. So, what's the?
But what is the point of saying that now that now he's Mashiach Bevadai? For sure he's Mashiach Bevadai. We obviously know.
No, Mashiach Vada is a specific category in halacha, and that category has not been fulfilled yet.
What's
I
the
understand what
point?
you're
Is a second question. That's a different type of question.
You could
What?
identify a person as Bechezkesh Mashiach. This person
Mashiach
is the-
Vada and Golas is two complete opposites. If it's Vada, it's no longer Golas.
That's the
We have reached Mashiach.
Mashiach
Vada
means
in
he
Golos.
redeemed us. He's the redeemer. He's the take
So
outer.
that's his job.
How do we know?
Moshe
That's what I'm
Rabbeinu
saying.
shows
I'm
up when.
Did you hear? I'm explaining
Yeah.
for what you said. The word Mashiach means he's the redeemer. So when he's for sure the one who has redeemed, the redeemer, but he's certainly the one who has redeemed us. So whatever, I can never mind. But
Yeah, one
if
of
he's
us
certainly the
understand
redeemer, it means because he redeemed us, then there is no
I
need
understand.
for the presumed that he will be.
If
He
we're
has
learning
certainly
Mashiach
has-
properly, I don't understand where the question
Never mind,
begins.
but whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
you get what I'm
understand
trying
what
to
you're
say.
saying. Mashiach comes before in Golos and leads us towards the Gula. Once you have the Beis Hamikdash, and you're doing Shemitah, Yovel, and all the Karbonis, that's not Golos anymore. Doesn't sound like Golos to me. You know, in the Brachis, a lot of people don't know this. Or why do we have the bracha of Tzemach David Avdecha after Ben Yerushalayim? First we ask for Ben Yerushalayim, please build Yerushalayim. Then we say Tzemach David Avdecha, send us Mashiach. Does Mashiach build the Beis Hamikdash? What does?
Well, he's
How could that
tapping it or
happen?
something.
How could that be?
So what's the answer?
David, Mashiach could be there before.
starts
David
the
refers
process.
to Malchus David. Mashiach himself has stages. Mashiach could be right there, but you're still davening. Mashiach should come. Till you have the whole Malchus David, you don't have the whole thing. You're not going to find it. It's not worth. Why don't we talk about it, focus it? Maybe we'll make a separate share about that.
About what?
It's very important to me.
A lot of stuff.
So let's make a share on that.
Okay, sounds good.
You know, some people need shidduchim. We forget that. That's different shares. I'm just kidding. I mean, I can speak for myself. All the things you gotta say on camera.
Shenemar. Yisaken Israelim Kulei Lavis Hashem B'Yachad Shenemar Ki Oz Happy Chalam Esav Beruda Likri Kulim B'Shem Hashem Lovdi Shtem Echad. Then after Mashiach's he's shleimus on the Yidden, he's not done yet. He's going to affect the entire world. As it says, Hashem says, I'm going to make them a pure language, a pure speech. They're going to call upon Hashem's name and serve Hashem with one purpose, together. Now comes perhaps one of the most controversial parts. If it's not successful till here,
Neharag.
if he is killed,
Or if he dies a natural death.
Killed.
It is known.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
This is not the one that the Torah promised. He is like all of the kings of the house of David that are complete and they died. Just like all the kings that are kosher,
He's a good guy. He did good things.
he's doing the right thing. That doesn't mean he was a phony. Doesn't mean he was a
But he's not Mashiach.
charlatan or some other crazy person desperate for attention. Just means he wasn't the one. He wasn't meant to be the one. It's only a test. It says, from the maskilim yikashlu, the intellectual one, there's going to be a stumbling block. Some of the wise men are going to stumble.
Well, definitely if you're a stupid guy, you'll stumble, but...
To refine, to clarify,
Just trying to get interesting.
till the appointed final time, for it has yet to come.
Amen.
It has yet to come.
Rambam, what's it called?
Yay.
Mariv, yeah? Mariv? 9:30, yeah.
Av Yeshua Neis wow. Oh, it's 9:30.
Yep.
Av Yeshua Neis Mashiach Mashiach V'Negel Vezdin. Kvarnisnav V'Doniel Shenemar